Tonight, we continue to follow a story that 11 Alive brought you first. The GBI now searching for 4 suspects they believe killed an Austell mother who went missing while driving for Lyft. Today, 11 Alive's Brittany Kleinpeter spoke with friends who say the Venezuelan community is devastated. The search ended tragically.
The search for 37-year-old Rossana Delgado came to a tragic conclusion this weekend after the GBI announced that her body had been found at a home in Cherry Log. Delgado was last seen alive on April 16th after friends say that she picked up a passenger while driving for Lyft. And that night was the last time anyone ever heard from her. Close friends say their community is in shock.
I've been absolutely in mourning since the news broke out, and really since her disappearance, because like I said, we are a very close community, and taxiing, Uber, Lyfting is actually a very common profession for Venezuelan immigrants who are recently coming to work in Atlanta. And so this is very much close to home. This is an issue that terrified a lot of Venezuelan immigrants here who have been working.
The GBI has murder warrants for several suspects, including 26-year-old Oscar Manuel Garcia of Austell, 30-year-old Megan Colon of Stone Mountain, 29-year-old Mario Alberto Barbosa Juarez of Oklahoma City, and 35-year-old Juan Rodriguez of Gainesville. Investigators believe the 4 suspects may no longer be in Georgia, and they also think there's a 5th suspect involved who has not yet been identified. Authorities say Colon may be using the alias Grace Beta. She's believed to be traveling with her underage children. Anyone with information is asked to call the GBI or 911.